Hello, viewers. Today we have a Lasko Cool Colors box fan. Hey, nothing overly new and exciting about these fans as they're currently available today, as we all know. Lasko today pretty much dominates what would be box fans or really any type of fans, and I know there are other brands out there. So I thought I'd talk about it for a couple minutes. I bought this in 2020, I believe, for my office. In the summertime, the office I had in the building I'm in. I don't have that particular office any longer, but it would get hot in the summer even with the air conditioner. So I thought, it was a fairly sized office, so I thought, let's grab one of these and use it in the office. Well, I'll tell you what, ended up not using it in the office. I tried just with it on low, and it was just too loud for what I was doing. And I wouldn't think it would be, because normally you don't think of low speed as being super loud or anything, but just in a quiet office setting, try to talk on the phone and a fan only a couple feet away from me, it was just too much. So I ended up doing away with it and really have not used it since. I think I briefly used it in the bedroom in one of the locations I'm at, just to move the air around a little bit, but even then it was overkill because there was a ceiling fan in there. So I kept the box since I bought this new, which I rarely do buy a fan new out of the box like this. I do have another fan I'll do a video on that I've had for about 5 years that I bought new. Actually, two other fans. One of them a little more exciting than the other that I bought brand new back in the 2000s. Anyway, for the Cool Colors, we all know the colors, purple, I believe red, blue. You have the original color, which is whatever, tan, or not tan, gray, which is not really a cool color. It is what it is. And then I think there's a new color this year. And then there's the whatever they call it, the American Heritage or American Red, White, and Blue fan, which is cool. And I guess it would be cool to own all of them, even though these fans are not spectacular. But I don't think they're half bad for what they are. So this is mine. I like blue. Blue happened to be my favorite color, so that's what attracted it to me. But it's all a marketing gimmick. It's the same freaking fan as all the others, all the other Cool Color fans, and the regular one. I give Lasko credit for trying to make some basically. Yeah, I know the fan I said is okay, but basically compared to yesterday's standards, these things are pieces of junk plastic, disposable fans. So I give Lasko credit for trying to come up with a marketing gimmick to sell more fans, and they're cool. But could you imagine if Cool Colors existed back in the 80s? That would be pretty neat. And some of my previous videos I've done on some of the old Toastmaster Edison thin-in lights, in a sense, what I was trying to get at with the variations of the different thin-in light fans, in a way, they kind of were doing the Cool Color thing before it was the cool thing to do. So I will take this out of the box. This is more or less a review for everybody, I'm sure, because they've seen these fans a million times with their fused plug, rounded box, kind of whatever you want to call the grill, whatever this style is, whatever you want to call it. I guess what you just heard drop are the feet coming out of the box, which I took off the fan. I think you have to remove them. You have to remove them to get them in the box. Now they're on the floor underneath some things. I'm not going to put them on for right now, but here they are. No, we all know them. They just slide in the slots on the rear of the fan. So what I was about to say with this grill, in a sense, it's like a poor man's Venturi ring. The vintage box fans that actually have them built into the cabinet. So we will do our normal normal thing here. We already did the YouTube thing with the unboxing. In a sense, it's a re-unboxing. We'll turn it on starting with the low. Gotta help if I gave it some power first. It's kind of a comedy of errors here today. Here we go. So you hear this low speed, and this was kind of loud for my office. Probably loud blowing into the camera too. Medium. High. See, it's blowing stuff off the cabinet behind the camera here. That's blowing the camera. So while I talk about these things being pieces of junk, I serviced this fan one time, opened it up to see how well it was oiled from the factory, was impressed actually with how simple the design of this little motor is. And I gave it a dab of oil, didn't really need it, just made sure everything was clean, put it back together, we were good. But what I was impressed with this, you just heard this fan on high, for a little junky motor with a little junky shaft, because it's so small, the shaft that goes into the hub of the blades. I think it's actually pretty powerful, and yeah, I could probably connect it to a meter. It doesn't seem to throw off as much air as it sounds, although it just blew a bunch of papers off a cabinet behind the camera, which is impressive. I did a video on the non-cool color version of this, I believe, just recently, and it was a free fan. It badly needed to be serviced. It was just filthy dirty. Probably needs oil, but the speeds of the fan were less than desirable. Now, what I'm really curious is if that's just because it needs to be serviced very bad or what. But the performance of this little guy is not too bad. And I do think it's cool how they left these white. I know from probably a manufacturing standpoint, it was less expensive to leave them white, but I like the contrast. And of course the back. It's actually fairly, this is a little wobbly. You can use it without the feet for sure. It was when I put it on high, it was starting to walk across this cabinet here, but not bad for what it is, for what you can get today. Not bad. The one thing I have never liked about these Lasko fans, these modern Lasko fans, is I think the blade set is downright ugly. I miss the more banana style blades that were in previous generations of the Laskos. These are just, I think, just pointy, just pointy little blades, and the hub is kind of like, the hub is hidden, of course, here, but I think the hub is oversized for the blade set. And I feel like it's just all manufacturing cheapness that they try to squeeze as much materials out of production. They keep costs as low. Actually, they probably keep the cost as low as possible by squeezing every ounce of material out of these things, making them thinner, making the blade shorter, narrower, and then they keep the prices high. I get it. Hey, I would rather pay, like when they kind of essentially released the big old Lakewoods in the late 90s and the early 2000s with the metal blades. I think they sold them for, at the time, which seemed like crazy money, $50 or more. If they charged $100 for a well-made box fan, kind of vintage style, slapped a commercial grade on it, I would gladly pay that. I understand that Lasko tried to do that. They had that model. I'm not an expert with the model numbers. It's now discontinued. It may still be on their website, but it's discontinued. The model with the metal blades, the commercial version, and I regret not buying one brand new. I kept saying, oh, I'll get one next season, and then they were no longer available. And I actually wrote to somebody at Lasko and asked when they would, because they said, currently on the website it said it was out of stock. So I said, when will it be back? in stock. And the woman said, oh, they're discontinued, but stay tuned. We're coming out with something exciting to replace it. So I thought, okay, I'll wait. This is cool. What could possibly be more exciting than a metal bladed box fan that's made brand new in the 2000s? Well, nothing ever really came out. I think maybe she was hinting at some of the color gimmicks that they were doing, or maybe like the weather shield box fans, whatever. It's a shame, but I guess there's just not a market for it, and they were probably expensive to make. But even if they charged $100 or whatever more, I would have bought one. But I guess they need a lot of people like me to buy one to make it worthwhile. If anyone has one of those fans, and wants to get rid of it, let me know, because I cannot find one. And I'll even pay for one on eBay, but I cannot find one. Okay, well, that will wrap this little video. Please comment, like to start a discussion, subscribe. There are a bunch of box fan videos already out there that I've done, and there will be a ton more. Thanks for watching.